If you are new to my channel, which you probably are because I don't really have many videos up, my name is Tessa, and I'm doing my first reading vlog ever, and I'm kind of excited. So this book is The Escape Artist by Brad Meltzer. It's a thriller, I think, a thriller mystery type deal. And if you want to read this book, I suggest you not watch this because there are going to be spoilers. Because, I mean, obviously, so it's fiction, and I think it's like about the military and stuff like that, and that this girl like is missing and people think she's dead, but she's not really dead, and so this guy's gonna go and try and find her. It seems interesting. So I just finished reading The Girl Who Lived, so I'm gonna process that, but I am gonna read this, and I'll update you when I do. Okay, I just finished the first chapter of this, and it's shaping up to be a good book so far. It's not bad. Basically, this guy, this doctor, this mortician, he's trying to like he's trying to figure out, what am I talking about? He's just doing his work on a body that he's very familiar with. Her name is Nola Brown, named after New Orleans, Louisiana, and I live in Louisiana, so that's kind of cool. Then he notices something. So like when she was little, she saved his daughter, Nola saved his daughter Maggie from dying basically, but in the process she got like half of her ear cut off. And as he's looking at the body of Nola Brown, he realizes that both of her ears are perfect, and so he calls up this girl and he's like, hey, I need your help, like I need you to run fingerprints. And so he runs the fingerprints, and she's getting back with him to the results, but in the process of like getting the fingerprints off of this girl whose hands are like literally charred black, he spills over what he calls the gut bucket, which is exactly what it sounds like, a bucket, like a 1 pound bucket full of guts, which is exciting. He tips it over and it falls on the floor, and he notices something in the stomach, and he's like, that's a little weird, and so he cuts open the stomach and he finds like a piece of paper. And it says something. I don't actually, does it say what it says? Okay. It says, Nola, you were right, keep running. And this is like he's in a frenzy, and the girl is like, who he called, told him that those fingerprints were not the fingerprints of Nola Brown. So Nola is probably still alive, and Zig, who is the doctor, is probably going to go and try and find her. I'm not sure where she is. As I said, I'm only on page 18 of the book, but it's getting really interesting. So, I mean, already, which is great. I'm going to keep on reading it. It's shaping up to be a good book. Okay, I just finished chapter 4, and it's actually really good. Like, we get like a different perspective from Illinois, I think it was, where we're like introduced to this hacker guy who has something to do with Nola's disappearance. I really don't think he's dead. She's dead. I know she's not. Yeah, from Illinois, we get to like see this hacker guy, and he like sees like the girl that Ziggy was talking to in chapter 1. Like he sees that she's pulling up the Nola Brown files anyway. And then we go back to Ziggy's point of view, where he goes and he tells like one of his work friends about the Nola case. And yeah, and then they figure out that the guy who is like the head of the library, the head of the Library of Congress was on the plane with Nola. and it went down and he was killed, and it's been 2 days since the crash, and they're still keeping like all the IDs of all the people who were on the plane like a secret, which means that they're hiding someone. And then the next day, the president of the United States, which I'm not sure who is exactly in this book, it was published in 2018, so I have no idea who it would be, if it's like a fictional one, or like if it, I think Trump was in office. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's Trump or if it's just some random president name. But yeah, that's what's coming. That's kind of what's happened. I'm on page 35. I'm on page 35, chapter 5. We are in Texas 19 years ago, so that should be interesting. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and I'm not sure if I'm going to read much more tonight, but I can probably get like halfway tomorrow. Yeah, bye. Okay, it's a few days later. I'm in the car, and I just finished chapter 8, and a lot of like the last few chapters have been about Nola when she was younger, and like her knack for finding people's weaknesses, which I think is really interesting. And then Zig went to look at all the personal stuff for Nola to see if she, or for Nola, which they figured out wasn't actually Nola, which we kind of knew the whole time, but you know. Yeah, I'm on page 54. And that's kind of all that's happened so far, so we'll see if anything interesting happens. Alright, it's been a few days, and today is really the day that I want to finish this. I'm on page 67, I think. Yeah, 67. And all the families are here, and the president is at the mortuary to like say goodbye to the dead bodies, because one of them was his friend. So yeah, all the families are there, and Zig knows that means that Nola's parents are here too. I think he's gonna go talk to them or something like that. I'm not really sure. Haven't gotten that far yet, but I am really excited to figure out what happens, because I need to know. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I really want to finish it today. And if I don't finish it today, then I'll finish it tomorrow. But I have all weekend to finish it, and even sometime at school. Okay, I am now on page 86. And, Nola's body, like, he's trying to find out, Ziggy, he's trying to find out who is coming to get Nola's body, like, who's gonna take her to, like, the funeral home or whatever. And so, while he's calling Amy Wags, I don't remember if I talked about her a lot, but she works for the FBI, and she figured out that 3 other people were on that plane. Their last names, okay, Rose Mackenberg, Clifford Eddie Jr., and Amido Vaca? Anyway, interesting names, but they all were born in the late 1800s, and they worked for Harry Houdini, who, as we all know, was really obsessed with death and coming back to life. So anyway, these code names were used every half decade or so. And Harry Houdini was like very closed off, and after his mom died, like, he didn't want to open up to anybody else, which honestly sounds a lot like Zig in this situation after his daughter died. And then Zig was talking to Amy, and she's like, he's like, I don't really care about all that. Like, I just want to know who's coming to take Nola's body. And then Wags goes, you mean who came to take Nola's body, right? And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, I'm looking at the board right now. It says her body was taken 3 minutes ago. So he's heading over back to the morgue, so that he can check to see if Nola's body was really taken, and figure out if that person's still there, or if he can talk to them, or whatever, because he really wants to figure out who this guy is, so that he can, have a conversation with him, talk to him about Nola. Maybe Nola reached out to him or something. That's kind of what's going on, but I'll talk to you guys when I have another update. we have switched locations and the jacket is back on. I am on page 120 something, which is 121. I'm on page 121, which is quite a bit from where we last were on page 86. So basically when he went to the funeral home, he was greeted by Nola, who recognized him and wasn't very happy about it. But we learned that the body that was taken to the other home, her name was Camille Williams, I think her last name was, and that she was Nola's friend, and Nola wants to get something, so she's gonna use Zig to get what she wants. I'm not exactly sure what she wants yet, but Zig is helping her because obviously everybody thinks she's dead, so she can't just like show up random places, so Zig's gonna do that for her. That's kind of it. Yeah. The reveal of her coming back though, very, very well done. Very well done. Okay, I am on page 152, and, Nola, I totally forgot her name for a second. Nola, electrocuted Zig. However, he put a tracking device in her pocket so he knows where she is, which is a good thing, because if she didn't, then like that, yeah. She's at the Pentagon, like close to like a river or something, and she has this guy who attacked Zig and was questioning him about Nola. He's naked on a boat, and she's trying to get information out of him. That's kind of it. So far, she's threatening him, and I'm pretty sure Ziggy is gonna come and find her, which is great and fun. Good job, Ziggy. But yeah, it's getting interesting. I'll update you later. I'm on page 177. Nola has escaped, and Zig is doing the autopsy and trying to fix together the face of the chairman or whatever of the Congress Library. Yeah, Nola knows about Houdini. She asked about him. The agent that she captured is now dead. And, Ziggy's boss thinks that Ziggy did it and was asking his friend Dino about it, so that's pretty great. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see if Zig still has his job at the end of this, which I think he will. And with all the Houdini references, I totally understand why the book is called The Escape Artist. It just makes a lot of sense. So, I'll talk to you on my next update. Okay, I'm on page 200, and Zig is now getting to talk to this old military guy from this, like, weird old magic store that he went to. He's gonna get some answers from him, hopefully not get kidnapped. Yeah, I'm gonna see what that's all about. But that's kind of really all that happened. We haven't seen or talked about Nola or in a while, so we'll see how that goes. It's the next day, and I'm officially on page 260. Just 260. And Nola got shot and stabbed. She is currently fighting for her life. Zig was there to save the day. The Curtain and Houdini. I think Houdini's dead. I mean, he got shot in the throat, so I would assume he's dead. The Curtain narrowly escaped death. But Houdini is not the mastermind behind it all. So, I'm excited to see who that is, because I really thought it was Houdini, but it's not. So, we're gonna find out. Okay, it's been a few hours. I wasn't reading because I was somewhere else, and I'm on page 290. And Nola just remembered. Nola's fine. Like, she's okay. He got him all, blah. Ziggy got her all stitched up. She's fine. It's great. However, she remembers that the guy in charge of everybody, in charge of Houdini, in charge of the Curtain, is named Horatio. I'm not exactly who he is yet. Obviously, he's the guy with like the wood chipper voice that they keep on mentioning in the book. And I think he knows where they are, which is kind of concerning and really frightening. So yeah, Nola is going to explain who Horatio is, hopefully. I really hope so. So, I just learned how Ziggy's daughter Maggie died. And basically, Charmaine was having his old wife, his ex-wife, was having an affair. And, they were yelling about it, fighting about it. So Maggie decided to sneak out. And once they realized she was gone, they looked everywhere in the house, and then Ziggy got in the car and backed out of the driveway, but he did not know that Maggie's hiding spot was under the car and that she fell asleep and she was pronounced dead on the scene. And so he kind of beats himself up about it. And the way that this kind of comes to light is that Nola calls one of her old Girl Scout troop leaders and asked how Maggie died while Ziggy was out getting food. It's really sad, and yeah, that was fun. But yeah, really sad. I'm glad that we got to know, because I was questioning it. I never, like, really cared too much, if I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, that's definitely sad and plays a lot into Ziggy's character. I'm on page 324, chapter 75, and I think I'm gonna finish the rest tonight, hopefully. Yeah, I think there's only like 400-ish pages, so I should be fine. But yeah, basically, they put Nola in a coffin and drilled breathing holes into it so that she could fly to Alaska to meet Horatio, or to see Horatio, to kill Horatio. And Zig's on the plane too. And I think Colonel Sue, or whatever her name is onto them. So, that's fun. I'm gonna figure out what happens next, and then I'll tell you about the ending. Yeah. Bye. Okay, I'm not finished yet. I'm on page 346. However, I found out who Horatio was, and I found out who was helping Horatio, which was shocking, but who Horatio is even more shocking. So, who was helping Horatio was Dino, because he was in a lot of debt, and Horatio was like, yeah, I'll pay for it. However, in the book, we get flashbacks of Nola's childhood and her dad, Royal. And I'm just gonna read you this. Like, when Nola gets into this warehouse where Horatio is, she says, Horatio, huh? That's what you're calling yourself now? And then the guy goes, Horatio goes, don't be so formal, Nola. I know it's been a while, but you can still call me Dad. So Royal was Horatio. Royal was the one who was trying to kill Nola. I just really want to figure out how the heck this happened, how Royal got all of this access all of a sudden. I don't know if you can hear the yelling, but my parents are watching football, and so that's what's going on. But, like, that's huge. That's huge. I can't. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Well, maybe, unless there's another big twist, I'm gonna finish this. I don't have much left. Like, that's all I have left. And so I'm gonna finish that, hopefully, tonight. And I'm gonna be done. Yay! Alright, I'll see you in, like, an hour or two. Alright, I finished the book! I don't have it with me right now. But, after some contemplation, I really liked the book, and I would recommend it to people, so I think I'm gonna give it like a 4-star. I don't think it was a 5-star. It was a really good book, but definitely not up there. It's up there. It's a 4. Starting the year off strong. It was really good. It was definitely a good thriller. Even for like a beginning thriller, it was good. So yeah, I would definitely check it out, and if you like a little bit of history, or even like if you care about Harry Houdini, that's kind of a continuing theme throughout the book. So I think you should definitely check it out. Yeah, 4 stars. It was really good. I read it in like a week, so that was cool. It was good. Yeah.
I could not stop talking about it to my friends after I finished reading it. So, yeah. And the only reason I didn't film right after I finished reading it was because I was at school and can't really do that. So yeah, that was it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And please like and subscribe and do all the nice things. It's really helpful to me. Thank you. I will see you all sometime in the future.